If you have gut issues, then you may be unknowingly eating foods that are actually harming you, not healing you. So in this video, we're going to go through a list of foods you should definitely stay away from, period. But you should definitely stay away from these, especially if you have gastrointestinal issues. So the first group of foods to stay away from that are everyday foods are bread, pasta, baked goods. These foods contain gluten, the golden child of comfort food. So good. These foods are delicious, let's just be honest. But they're really terrible for the gut. Gluten is inflammatory, and the reason for this is because it is a favorite food not only for us, but for the bacteria and candida that live in our bodies. So as the bacteria gets a taste of the gluten, more and more bacteria come in, more and more yeast. You've got yeast and bacteria proliferation, and these organisms need to excrete their own wastes, and they do that inside of your body. So their waste is toxic, their waste is acidic, and it can cause us major inflammatory distress, even to the point of hurting the permeability of our intestinal tract, leading to leaky gut issues. So the more we feed these bacteria and yeast, the more symptoms we'll have, because they will come in and they will eat up what has been digested by us or not digested by us. These foods are not God's foods. They're not foods that we are supposed to be eating. They're not natural. They're processed. And so whenever we ingest anything that is not really meant for us, the bacteria will come in to help us and clean up the waste byproducts that have been produced by us eating these foods. So the waste given off by bacteria and candida cause inflammation, mass inflammation in the body, and discomfort overload for you. Another everyday food hurting the gut is dairy. Pasteurized dairy creates mucus in the body, and this mucus can clog up digestive pathways. Dairy is very slow to digest, so it takes quite a toll on the body to take dairy through the entire system. Now, an important thing to remember for good optimal health and even anti-aging is to be as easy on the body as possible. So when we are talking about digestion, we want to be feeding the body foods that are super easy for the body to digest, God's food, and this way, we are helping the body constantly heal itself, and we are slowing the aging process. So dairy is one of those things that is hard for the body to digest. It's very slow to digest. And so anything you eat with dairy or after dairy is kind of sitting there in the digestive system waiting to go down, slowed by the dairy. And that can ferment, causing more food for bacteria, as we mentioned with the gluten. So dairy is something that would be very helpful to take out of the diet if you have gastrointestinal issues. Another everyday food that you need to remove from your diet if you have gastrointestinal issues is soft drinks. I call it pop. Soft drinks are loaded with all kinds of different types of chemicals and things that are not gut friendly. It also throws the blood sugar out of balance, and so this causes us to crave foods that we wouldn't normally be craving. It causes us to want to eat more. So take out the soft drinks if you want better digestion and if you want to ease up on your pain, bloating, inflammation. The next everyday food that you should stay away from if you are dealing with gastrointestinal issues is salt and pepper. What salt does is it creates an environment, again, that's hospitable to bacteria. What we really want to do is create an environment that's hospitable to a balance of bacteria, a healthy balance of bacteria. And when we introduce excess salt, we are creating this environment where we've got kind of an imbalance in the gut microbiome. And when we have an imbalance, we're feeding the bacteria is producing waste. So we really want to make sure that what we're doing is we're eating foods that help create a beneficial and balanced gut microbiome, not one that's thrown off. I always recommend very, very modestly adding sea salt to your dishes, because then at least you're getting some minerals, but stay away from just regular table salt. Now, the issue with pepper is, believe it or not, pepper is very, very harsh on the liver. So we need the liver to be working at maximum capacity if we have gut issues, because the liver is helping us detoxify and does a whole bunch of things in the digestive system that are very helpful to us. So we want the liver operating at great capacity, and we do not want to be doing things to hinder the liver, like drinking alcohol and sprinkling pepper on our food. The next everyday food to avoid is any food with sugar. Sugar is your gut's worst nightmare. Stay away from the sugar. Sugar is a favorite food for candida, and sugar-loving bacteria ferment sugars rapidly, causing lots of bloating, gas, and pain, distress. When you eat sugar, you are creating an imbalanced gut microbiome. The good bacteria are unable to flourish. The probiotics are not getting the food that they need. So this is an imbalance in the gut microbiome, which causes a whole host of issues. And then it also causes you to crave even more sugar, because the bacteria are eating the sugar and they want more. So they really are communicating back to you, give us more, which results in your own craving. And so then you're eating more sugar, you're feeding the bacteria, there's an imbalance of the gut microbiome, creating a vicious cycle of doom for your GI tract. The next group of everyday foods that you should avoid are French fries, onion rings, and anything fried. For the same reason sugars are an issue, fried foods act in the same way. They create mass inflammation, mass discomfort, and mass migration of unhelpful bacteria. Next group of everyday foods that you should be avoiding are fast food and restaurant food. Yeah, yes, if you are committed to a healthy gut, you need to eat at home. Bring in fresh, whole foods to eat, to cook with, and to make meals out of. This is what heals the gut. You deserve so much better than sitting in a drive-through cattle call while an employee inside is hovering over a burner or a fryer, sweating on your food, probably. You deserve better. You deserve so much better. So expect more from yourself. This food is destructive. It's not made with any good ingredients, and it's not for your highest well-being. What about restaurants? What about nice restaurants? How come I can't eat at nice restaurants? Listen, restaurants are businesses. They're not health places. They're not places that have a sign saying, we're here to boost your health. They're looking to make the highest profit while serving you the lowest cost raw materials possible. It's not evil, it's just good business. Profits over people. This is how restaurants and most businesses run these days. So they're looking at the EBITDA, ROI, profit margins, revenues. You're looking at your stomach going, I need help. So restaurants are not the best places for you to heal. To heal the gut, you're gonna really need to be taking out the food that is destructive and introducing food that actually helps you heal. So what do you actually eat? Food that helps you heal is what I call God's food. God's food is grown from the earth. This is the food we are meant to eat. As human beings, we're meant to eat food from the earth. We're not meant to eat man-made food out of packages that's been processed. This is the food that hurts our guts. Whenever we put anything into our body that is not natural and not made from the earth or not grown from the earth, we are doing destruction. We are hurting our guts. So we need to be bringing in foods that are actually natural and not processed. So God's foods are fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. And if you eat meat, then these foods would be wild-caught fish, pasture-raised organic eggs, pasture-raised meats, and chickens. Bring more of God's food into your life, into your gastrointestinal tract. Eat more of God's food and take out the stuff that you know is not good for you. You have an innate sense of what you need and what you don't need. When you grab a bag of chips, you know that you're not supposed to be eating that because it's not healing for your gut. If you're currently going through gut issues, really consider only eating the things that will heal. Fruits regenerate the body. If you have intestinal issues, Eat fruit because this will regenerate the intestinal tract. This will help you heal. If you like this video, check out this video next. You are a blessing. God's food.
Every day.